Hey guys, it's your buddy Rome. Today we're going to take a look at a new firmware update that just came out for the DJI RC2. Now this is for the simulator. It's going to add a few new features and a couple more drones that you'll be able to fly. Now there will be more features if you're using the new controller, but for my friends out there that are still using the RC2 controller, this is going to be a very welcome update. So let's get right to it. Let's take a look at everything that comes in this update and test the simulator. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's go. All right, guys, let's get right into it. As you guys can see, we're on our simulator screen. Now, of course, here you can go in and do your basic flights. I don't see a lot that's been updated there. We actually haven't done the update yet. So right now, if we click on the normal flight, you're going to see that you only have the one environment that you can fly in. So we're going to go back over here, click on the little three dots. We're going to go to the about, and you guys can see that there is a new version available. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And we get a little bit of overview of what's been updated. It says adds the DJI Air 3S to the simulator, supports camera adjustments, fixes problems with outside mainland China could not download. So we have that solution fixed. Fix the problems with remote control and other known problems. So, you know, that's what they normally say. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and click on download. Now, this is going to take a few minutes for it to download and then reinstall it. And then, or should I say install it, and then restart the simulator. So we'll see how long it actually takes. I'm going to let this run in real time. And if it doesn't take a whole super long time, then I will. So for some reason I had to allow it, then install. So it gave me an error message. I guess it was assuming I was installing it from my phone. So the app is almost installed. There we go, done. All right, so from here, it should reload the simulator, and then we'll be able to do some test flights. All right, so let's click on the simulator. And let's first look at our basics, see if anything has been changed. Nope, we're still the same. Everything else is locked. It just says coming soon. So that's something that is great for a lot of people who are just getting started. And then we can click here on simulation. So we have Stonehenge, and then we still have our skate park to fly from. And we can go here. You can click either there or just click on one of those. Now for Stonehenge, we do have to download it. So it says that it is 58 megabytes for downloads. We're going to go ahead and do that. Now I have seen people who have the RC Pro, the new controller, they have more scenes that they can fly in, more environments they can fly in. So we're just going to go ahead and go to Go Fly, and it's going to load like it traditionally does. And I'm just going to grab the controller. So you can use your joysticks, guys, to move your little robot guy around and place your drone pretty much wherever you want to. So you can walk him forward, you can turn him towards Stonehenge, and then just hit the place aircraft button like so. Now, to launch the aircraft, it's just like any other type of launching. You're just going to pull in both of your sticks. And I'm going to also switch to the map view. All right, so there we go. So now we have our map view as well. So just like before, we can take off. And you're going to get an accurate reading as to what your height is. You can, obviously turn the drone in any direction that you want to turn it in. You can lower it. You can switch your different flight modes. So right now I'm in sport mode. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back in normal mode. So we're going to bring the drone down a little bit. And we're going to fly backwards away from Stonehenge so we don't crash into it. And then off to the side here so we can get kind of a view of what's going on here in Stonehenge. Now, one thing that I do like about this simulator, guys, you can actually go into your settings And you can make sure that you have bypass turned on. You can set your return to home distance, all of those things that you would normally do when you're flying a real drone. You can also go in and you can adjust your camera settings. You know, you can turn on the grid, the dot, all of that kind of stuff. Some things are still coming, like transmission and about, but you can also go in here and we can adjust some of our other parameters. So let's go to gain and expo. So now if you wanted to have the drone move a little bit smoother, or you could just switch into cine mode. I fly a lot of times in cine mode, guys, just because I want the drone to really move slowly, and I want to have an opportunity to really have a good control over whatever's going on with the joystick, the braking, the gimbal controls as well. So I'm going to bring those down just a little bit. So I'm going to bring that down to about a 7. And somewhere the smoothness, I'm going to bring that back up to right about 15-ish, something around in there. And then we're just going to fly it just to see what we get. All right, so let's go back out. So now we can start moving around. We can orbit. We can do a little slight orbit around Stonehenge. And what's amazing about this, guys, is you get a really good opportunity to practice what it would be like if you were flying, you know, your drone in a real environment. And I think this is probably one of the most powerful tools that DJI has given us in quite a long time. Now, of course, you can also go in and you can switch to video mode or photo mode. If you record or take a photo, it will record to your SD card if that's how you're saving it. So let's just fly up here for a little bit. So I'm going to take this guy up quite high. I have this still set in meters, but we're just going to do that. Then I'm going to tilt the camera downward, and then we're going to fly forward a little bit so we can be right over Stonehenge here, looking down from it. And like I said, this is going to give you a really good, realistic impression of what it's like to actually fly your drone, you know, in some of these environments. Now, of course, you know, we're not supposed to go above 400 feet, but, you know, it's a simulator. But, you know, practice makes perfect. So if you're doing something, you know, wrong, then you will most likely repeat that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the record button on here. And we're just going to kind of come down and orbit at the same time. So we're going to bring the drone down and we're going to kind of orbit around, move it around a little bit so you guys can see that. So it's a lot of cool things, like I said, you can do with these drones. Now, we don't have the ability to do waypoints yet, but I think that is going to be coming as well pretty soon. You do have your return to home, and it will simulate what would happen if you lose signal. So if you're flying out somewhere really far, now I don't know how far we can actually go this time. So let's put this guy back in sport mode, and let's see how far out we can go before we hit the barrier. All right, so we're flying out. And yes, if you crash into something in sport mode, it will literally crash your drone just like it would in the real world. But I am curious how far we can fly out, because the cityscape, there we go. We just hit the barrier. So you guys can see there's that barrier that I was referring to, which is cool. Let's see, how far is Stonehenge from where we are? All right, so there's Stonehenge. Let's just buzz it real quick. Let's just fly real fast past Stonehenge. There we go. Could even look down and just keep flying over it. So like I said, guys, this is going to give you a really good indication of what it's like to fly your drone for real. This is a perfect time to be able to practice. You could do this a couple of times a day, you know, just to get, you know, more confidence, you know, when it comes to flying your drone. If you're going to be putting your, you know, $1,000 drone in the air, which is a great way to practice, but you know, this can eliminate a lot of the risk factors, you know, by just doing the basics here. I see a lot of people, especially, you know, my FPV pilots out there, they practice with simulators all the time. And it's just a great way to really get more comfortable flying these drones or whatever the case it may be. All right, let's see if we can fly through some of these areas. See, I don't know if we can fly between these stones, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Why not? All right, so let's just go. Well, first let's take that out of sport mode, and we have a little bit more control. So let's see if we can fly. Nope. See, I have my obstacle avoidance on, and you see how the drone wants to fly over the stones. It won't let me crash into them, but I can still fly pretty close to them, as you see. And I could fly through on the opposite side. So again, like I said, you know, depending on how you have your drone set up, I do recommend going through the settings, making sure that you have everything properly set up will ensure that you have a safe flight and you don't have to worry about anything bad for the most part happening when you're flying. You know, always start off with a big open field, you know, things like that. But you know, what's cool here, let's fly back in here. See if we can get in between these stones. And I want to show you guys something real quick here that you guys might not be aware of. Let's say we're here in the stone area and you can see it's starting to alert us, but we can also take a look around and we can go to our camera view and we can see what our camera sees from here. So we can look at all the different obstacle avoidance cameras. You know, you can just click on those and switch back and forth to see how close you are actually to something. And, you know, for me, that's a very powerful tool as well, because that's something that I use a lot when I actually fly. So, you know, I'm not saying that that's something I use all the time, but, you know, it does come in handy, you know, when you're flying and you want to make sure that, you know, you're not going to crash into something. And then the other cool thing about this is, like I said before, you get to actually practice a lot of your drone moves. Maybe you have some cool little movements that you've been practicing or that you've seen other people do. And you're like, oh, I really want to practice that, but I don't feel comfortable throwing my drone in the air to do it. This is an excellent way to do that. So enjoy, guys, enjoy this new update and look forward to future updates coming from our friends over at DJI. I think it's going to be really quick. They're going to be able to bring some new stuff out for us to play with. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I try to do this at least 10, 15, 20 minutes a day sometimes, or I'll split it. But I always have the controller somewhere near me on my desk, somewhere here in the studio, and I'll just grab it and then, you know, just practice with it. All right, guys, this has been your buddy Rome with Rome Knows Tech, and I will catch you all in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Peace. I'm out. Let's take it back home.